What if I told you it took over 50 years to undo one of the Supreme Court's worst decisions? In 1954, the court finally admitted it got it wrong. In Brown v. Board of Education, it ruled that segregation in public schools was unconstitutional, ending the era of separate but equal. Back in 1896, the Supreme Court decided Plessy v. Ferguson, saying it was okay to keep black and white people separated, as long as the facilities were equal. In reality, they weren't. Black schools were underfunded, overcrowded, and lacked basic resources. This was especially true in southern states, where segregation was deeply enforced by law. Enter Linda Brown, a third-grade girl from Topeka, Kansas. Linda had to walk miles and cross dangerous railroad tracks just to get to her all-black school, even though a white school was much closer. When her father, Oliver Brown, tried to enroll her in the white school, he was denied. So he and other families, backed by the NAACP, sued the school board. Their case made it all the way to the Supreme Court, and it wasn't just about Topeka. Similar cases from Delaware, South Carolina, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. were combined into one big case, Brown v. Board of Education. In a unanimous decision, the Supreme Court ruled that segregation in public schools is unconstitutional. Chief Justice Earl Warren wrote the opinion, stating, "Separate educational facilities are inherently unequal." This meant that the doctrine of separate but equal was officially dead, at least in education. This ruling was a major victory for the civil rights movement. It paved the way for integration, civil rights legislation, and future challenges to segregation in other areas of life. But change didn't come easily. In some places, schools refused to desegregate, and it took years of protests, court orders, and federal intervention to enforce the decision. Brown v. Board of Education wasn't just about schools. It was about dignity, opportunity, and equality under the law. It proved that the Supreme Court can correct past mistakes, but it also reminded us that justice takes time and pressure from the people. What do you think? Could something like this happen again in a different form? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this episode of History on Trial, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more legal history made simple.